All right, we back with another episode of the Ladies Talk Podcast, episode 11. 11 episodes in, we got my man Jordy, aka Walls.
Yo. Hey,
As I
what's
know
up,
him as.
everybody?
Got him on
How
here,
y'all
man.
doing? I'm just chilling, making beats.
Yeah, man, I finally got him on. It's been like, it's been a while, man. I remember when I first started this, I mentioned I wanted to get you on here, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just talk with you. So,
It's been since like way. Late night. It was Late Night Collective. That was the last time we spoke. Because I was saying it was Tesla, but it was when we were in Late Night together. It's been a long time. Long time.
Yeah, man. Back when like even it's crazy, man. I've known you since like the subatomic days, like back then.
For real.
That was like how long ago, man? That was here. That sounded like it's so long ago.
That was my junior year, like end of junior year into like senior year, so that's like 2-3 years ago.
And you graduated, so you're out of high school, all right?
Yeah, I'm out of high school now.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I know you since you like you, Nick, and like all like y'all since y'all was like young, man. Even, I'm still young myself, but like it's just crazy, like seeing, you know what I mean, y'all progress and you know what I mean, like the name change and all that, you know, like
For real.
that's crazy.
It's so wild too, because like there's like a couple people that were in like Subatomic or in Tesla and like Late Night, and like it's just crazy seeing like what paths everyone has taken since then, and like what kind of music they're doing. It's just like it's so cool to see.
Yeah, dude, like
definitely
you,
cool.
Yeah, you, Loki, Entourage, Curtis Ropes, like a bunch of people, man. Like, you know what I mean, just doing their own things, and like it's just good to see y'all like working. You know what I mean, still working, still creating stuff, and like that's just dope to see, man. And like I remember we had mentioned like, I guess before I get into we'll get into like the process, like how you make music and stuff like that. I really want to like break that down with you. I feel like that'd be interesting. But how did you get into music? Like, what was your
Okay. I could tell the long story, or I could but I'll tell the long story. So growing up, like, okay, so I got like a lot of music played to me growing up. My mom was more of like, okay, so we had like different types of music that each person had. So like my dad was the one that showed me more of like the rap music, because he was from Atlanta, so he showed me like Mike Jones and like Paul Wall and you know, just like a bunch of just all of that stuff, like way back in the day, and like Biggie and Tupac and Wu-Tang, like all that. And then my mom showed me like Celine Dion and like the Beatles and like Creed and like not Linkin Park, like just stuff like that, like more like alternative stuff. And then my sister was more into like Eminem, Evanescence, and like Green Day and Hoobastank, just like that like that 2000s like rock metal music stuff. And my sisters were into like Spice Girls and like just the poppy thing. So I had like a nice like diverse sort of like music taste, I guess, like growing up, or just like what I could listen to. And then when I got into middle school, I wanted to play saxophone, but the teacher that I had at the time was like, your lips are too big, so you probably can't play saxophone.
Whoa, she said that?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I was like, wait, for real? She was like, yeah, you gotta play trombone, your lips are too big. So I was like, all right. So then I played trombone, and around 7th grade was when I got into jazz. And that was when I started playing jazz for the first time, was in 7th grade. And then from then all the way until my senior year, I was in jazz. And I listened to like, around that time it was like Odd Future, and I was finding out about Earl and like MF Doom and Dilla and like Mad Villainy. So like, and then Samurai Champloo came out, or I started watching that, I should say. And then that was how I found out about New Jabbass and like Fat John and just all of those people, and like sampling and like what that meant, and Toonami. So like a whole lot of things like got me into music. But I think this one producer named Baths really was like what got me to be like, hey, I might make music.
What's his name? What's his name again?
Baths, Baths.
Oh, okay.
And he made an album called Cerulean and Obsidian, and the song that a lot of people know by him is Aminals. And that was the song when I heard it, I was like, damn, this crazy. So like I was like hooked after that, and I just started finding out about Boiler Room at that time, and then I was finding out about like Juge and Mind Design and like all of these just different like dudes from LA that made beats, and I was like, yo, I might need to get on that. So it's been history ever since. Like it's been history, and I've just been.
That's interesting, man. Like, yeah, that's interesting. You have like basically, you're probably the only person that I could say I relate to as far as like getting into music that way. Because I was also in band, you know, through school and stuff like that. But I played the trumpet. But that's cool that that's funny you said that. She said like your lips are too big to play the sax. I never heard, like, I don't know, they never told me that, because when we were like in 5th grade, that was when like they had like this little thing where they had like all the students play try out different instruments, you know, and see which one you like and stuff like that. And I was going to play the clarinet, and then like I switched over to the trumpet eventually, and like same thing basically with you, like, you know, you playing up until high school and jazz and all that. So that's cool to hear that from you. You know, that explains, like, you know, you can read music and bars and stuff.
No, that's the thing though. I can't read music very well. Like that was always what I had so much trouble with in school.
Oh, okay.
Because like when I would play trombone, the way that I would like learn my part was by writing in the position that I would have to go to for each note. So it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, or like 5, like just different positions like all throughout my page. And people would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, because I don't know what that note is, but I know it's in like second position. So then I would like, and I feel like that's kind of fed into my beats too, of like just figuring out my own method of how I want to make what I want to make, and like just making the sound that I'm trying to go for, and like all of that stuff.
That makes sense, man. That makes a lot of sense, especially with your style, you know, that like just listen to your stuff. Of course it's I've heard, like, I've been able to, you know, like since I've known you since back then, since you were Walls up until now, like it's cool like seeing just the different sounds you've implemented, and like the different just all different things you've done, you know, over time to your music, and experimented a lot with it, and you know, it's just really cool hearing that.
Thank you.
I can hear like a lot of, you know, just of course like Flying. Do you listen to a lot of Flying Lotus or?
Yes, of course. I always got to mention him because he's the god, man.
Flying Lotus, Knox, Knowledge, you know, and you know.
For real.
Yeah, man. That you can hear it, but it's still your style though. You know, it's still you, but I can hear the influences, which is dope. You know, a lot of people ask like, oh, how do you make your own style, or how do you like become, you know, come into your own as a producer? But really it's just, you know, you're an example of it. Hearing like the influences, but it's still your sound, but it's just different little hints of this, and you know, a little bit Dilla, Madlib, you know, all the people listen to MF Doom, like whoever you listen to, you can hear like a little. So that's dope, man. And you know, it goes into like the creative process of things. Like you know, you were saying we wanted to dive into that a little bit, just like how you know, you said it kind of goes into with how you were saying when you're playing the saxophone, you don't really like how then it was kind of you were creating your own way of making your music. You know, it wasn't just like you were reading off of something. You were kind of creating your own way of making something instead of going along like the guidelines of something, or like you know,
well, like that was also that's like something I've been kind of trying to like figure out recently too, because I feel like it's a good thing when an artist or just anybody really tries to find like their own method of like going about doing something that they're into. But when I was like in school, I used to get in a lot of like trouble from my jazz teacher. Not like trouble like in that sense, but she would always get on my ass about like really just like paying more attention to like detail, and like paying a lot of attention to like what the greats did before me. And like it's cool to have like your own method, but also have like that balance of like keeping the fundamentals there, and like knowing like where shit came from, I guess is the best way to put it. And like
True.
it's like she used to say like emulate, recreate, and then create your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I try to like apply that to everything that I do, like artistically. It's just like, if you don't know what you're doing, try to emulate it, but then keep trying to add things about yourself to make it you.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes like, you know, it becomes this like its own unique thing, because it's just a lot of like tinkering and like throwing like paint at the wall kind of thing.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Like I think of that. I think of as far as drawing and making art. Like when you're drawing and stuff like that. Because before I was making music, I wanted to be an artist. Like, you know, just draw stuff. And I remember my uncle, who he would teach me a lot of stuff about how to make like faces, and it's real like intricate as far as a guideline of how to make it look like this and make sure it's this size, and it's following like guidelines. But once you get like you said, the fundamentals of it, then you can twist and turn it. So I take that into music. So once you learn, like, because when I was in band, like, yeah, it was you know, you read the music, you play the music how it is, look at it however it is, you play it exactly how it is all the way through, and boom, it's done. And it's funny, like now, especially with my drums, I can say that knowing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like as far as like the bars and measures, I try to get like as crazy as I can within those like the measures, you know, like, because as long as it's 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like 3, 4, but a lot of times it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and within that sequence you can go get as crazy as you want to, you know, and you can get as crazy and wild as you want to, and like I think that's real interesting, you know, just being able to do that, and kind of you know, the basics and stuff like that, but you still, like you said, you put hints of your own style into it, so you kind of twist and turn it as much as you want to, but it's still like there, like the pocket or however, you know, just all the fundamentals are kind of still there, but it's still your style, and you make it as crazy and like wild. And I mean, that's what I think about your style, and like Oxella, and you know, even Clancy's, you know, he's been doing this thing. And, yo, a funny story too, Clancy told me he said he told us in the podcast, the last episode, that you kind of you told him to make music, like he wasn't even thinking about making music, and you told him like make beats or whatever. And he was
yeah, because like that was the one thing. Me and Clancy, we were both in like marching band together at school, and I don't know how we started talking, but we started talking somehow, and he found out I made beats, and then that was when I found out that he kind of dabbled in it a little bit. And I remember he sent me one of his beats like a long time ago, and I was like, this shit's crazy. These rhythms are crazy. And I was like, yo, you gotta like make beats. And he would always be real discouraged and like wasn't sure if he wanted to. But I was like, nah, you should do it. Like, it's gonna take time for you to find what you're looking for and like what you think sounds good, but that's anybody's growth, you know. No one's gonna start out in the beginning feeling that confident in what they do. I'm just now starting to feel confident in what I do after like 3 years of doing it. So it's like, I just told him to keep up with it and like just keep doing new shit, you know, because like his stuff is very different to me from a lot of like what I hear in lo-fi, just rhythm wise, and like how he flips his samples, and like I feel like he should, if he really kept with that, like, and really stuck with it, like, it would be cooking for sure. Yeah, man.
But, like you said, when you first start off, you gotta get those tunes out, the beginning stages of you making your music. You just gotta put it all out, get it out there, and you know, just release it. You know, get those ideas out, and then, you know, whatever response you get, but that's just you kind of getting that out of your system. Getting those bad batches of beats or whatever out of your system, and then you can get to like the nitty gritty of like, you know.
That's actually, now that you said that, that's another thing that I feel like I've always like gravitated toward beats and like jazz for, because like in jazz, the reason why I liked it when I was in school was that it was the one class that I felt like I could really just be whatever I wanted to be when I played. Like I could just stand up and solo and like close my eyes and just like play some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And if it sounded bad, it sounded bad. But it was like jazz to me is about the feeling.
Yeah.
It's not really about like if it makes sense. Like in this measure, this rhythm makes sense here. Like if it feels good, it feels good. And like that's what I feel beats have been, and like but needs to keep being, is just like this place where if it feels good, it feels good. Because like, and that's a whole nother like discussion of just like people who make music and think really mathematical about it. I try to not think mathematical about it, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, like I don't know, beats and jazz to me go like hand in hand for sure, in like terms of just like just really the feeling of it and just like getting in the pocket and like just having fun with it. You gotta have fun with it, you know? And like that, it's a balance, but once that balance gets found, it's like it gets easier, definitely.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it's just it's like you said, when you were in band, I relate to that so much, being in band, you know, back then when, you know, we just be in the room, just be me and, you know, your friends, and you're just playing stuff, and you know, when you get up and start playing a solo that you learned, or like you just remember some chords, you just kind of put it together, you just kind of, you know, get that creativity out, you know, releasing the creativity out of your system, just getting it out there. It's a good feeling, and like you said, you put that into like the beats and your production, and you just have fun with it. You know, you get you build that momentum of like, you know, just, you know, like you said, you don't really think too mathematically about it, and that's true. I try not to do that either. Like I try to just let the feelings like flow out. You know however you're feeling, just like let it flow out. I don't even like when I'm making. I'll be honest, like whenever I'm making music, like, I don't have any idea of like. I might have like a template of like, okay, I think I might want it to sound like this, but really it's no like, it's gonna be like this, and I just go in and play it. I lay something down, lay like the chops down, lay the drums down. It's like, okay, that's working out. Lay this down, okay, that sounds good too. Put this on it. It's like making, you know, food. Just like you add like different like spices.
For real.
Yeah, you just kind of, you know, you're a chef with it.
It's like cooking. It's like you gotta add the spices and the love to it to make it like kick. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, like little stuff in there that you might add like a specific like a specific taste in there that nobody else would know about, but you know about it, and then like you would tell somebody like, oh, if I took that out, then they would notice it. But like same thing with the music, you might put like a certain like hidden sound in there or something, and it just makes the music, it makes the beat itself, you know.
For real.
I think that's like the really fun part of it, and that's why when I listen to your stuff, man, like I hear it just you know, I told Ox and everyone that gets on the podcast, like I'm always inspired by the community, you know, whether it be Clancy, you, Flavors, like everybody, you know, just it's so many people to name. I get like Court, you know, I'm just trying to name everybody, but like I get so influenced by certain stuff that I hear. I'm like, man, that's like really dope, and like you know, it's just taking note and like, damn, like, you know, you kind of, because you're always learning as you're being a student of music, you know, period.
For real, man.
Always learning, like it's never
that.
You know,
no, that's the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, because I was gonna say like, that's like the other blessing about the beat community to me, is that like there's so many young dudes coming out like just cooking, like killing it. Like I don't know if you know Edak, or if you know like
you work with him on the
like
stuff.
Kid is insane.
Wait, how old is he?
And he's 17. He was 16 when I first like met him in Grape,
man.
And he like, I had never really listened to his music before, but like I would see his name around and I was like, damn, he makes all his own art. And then I went and listened to it and like, Jesus Christ, like that kid, he's a young prodigy, man. I swear. He's
cool,
gonna
man.
go places with what he's doing. But like, and that's what's so cool is it's like all of these just like small town kids, just these unassuming kids are like just making the best music right now that like people need to hear and like need to support. And like it's just such a blessing like being like around people like that. And like it sucks that we all live so far away, because like I would love if we could all link up and just like have like a dope like beat night. Like that would be the coolest shit.
That'd
but
be so dope.
In time it's gonna happen. Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, we got it. Like, yeah, so I always thought like, cause, like you said, so many people, like you said, Edak and there's so many young people like And even you, man.
Quickly too. Like,
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, quickly. He's sick. Like, it's so many people, man, and it's dope being able to, communicate and be like, yo, just like, I know I talked to Axion recently. It's another like I try to like as much as I can talk to the people in the community. I feel like even with SoundCloud might not be like. As far as like they still got a lot of stuff they can update and work on and stuff like that, but I like the community aspect of it, just being able to reach out to certain people and then talk to certain people. Like I found out this artist, her name is Cammy, Kam, and then like Y, she's a singer or whatever, and she's sick. Like I just came across it and it's like real, like I started listening to her music, and I like listening to artists that like when I hear it I'm like, damn, if I were to make that type of music, that's what it would be like when I hear certain stuff like that. Like, if I hear like your stuff, I'll be like, if I were to make that type of stuff, it would be just like that. That's what I find so dope too, is like,
damn,
that inspires me a lot. Like, damn, like I and it's kind of, you learn from that, and no matter where you are in your career, or no matter if you're like really popular or you're getting there, or you're starting out, like it's so like the spectrum of like just producers and the whole community as a whole.
But no, and like that's the one thing is like when you first came out and I would like listen to your music, I was always like, dude, how does he chop his like samples like that? They used to like boggle my mind in the way beginning when I first started, was just like chopping samples and like how people would like use the sample as a part of their drum rhythm and like just stuff like that. And then that was when the whole like trying to find out your own way of making stuff came into play, because that was when I started messing with like ambient sounds and like just different stuff and just trying to make rhythms out of no rhythm, I guess. And it's like just you guys, like you and like Ox and like so many other people have like really inspired me when it comes to just like that quality of just like rhythm and like just sampling what is not normal to sample, I guess. And like man,
I get what you mean all the way, man. Like it's, and vice versa, you know what I mean? Like it's just funny hearing that, because I remember I first got on SoundCloud like 2014 or 13, one of those years, and like just being like seeing like other people, like what's his name, I can't.
Wait, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. It like got really quiet for a second.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. But I was saying, it's cool just seeing as time goes by and seeing so many people go, just how well they've progressed. I keep saying this, but like how well they progressed over time. You know what I mean? Even Nick Flamethrower, he just put
true.
He just put out a project.
I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, he's doing good. He just put out a project where he's like rapping over different production, but it sounds good. Like I listened to it, I was like, yo, Nick is, I know him since he was 14 or 15. He sound all grown, man, on the track. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But he's doing good, man, and it's just dope. It's just dope being able to hear all y'all get to where y'all going. Like being able to just, I don't know, man. It's a dope feeling,
No, and like I was thinking about that the other day of just like how many, like there's a lot of people who've grown in the community, but there's a lot of people who've kind of like quit making music or have like left, and it makes me so sad because I'm like, man, like because a lot of them were just like so talented and really good, and like those are the worst moments when you'll be like looking for somebody's SoundCloud and they like won't make music anymore. Like you're trying to think of like what the name of their like profile was, but they like are not really out here doing it anymore. Like those are the like moments where I'm like, damn, man. But it's like they leaving a legacy though, man. I feel like SoundCloud's gonna be that website like down the road where people are like, damn, a lot of gems were on here, dude.
Yeah.
Because like I really hope that SoundCloud like continues to stay like as poppin' as it is right now, and like they keep adding like the updates and just things to get more people on here, because like these like somebody needs to have a creative outlet in some form.
Yeah.
And like Spotify is like kind of difficult for that, just because you have to pay to even upload like stuff. And,
distributor.
you know, just all that jazz. So it's like, I don't know. It's nice being in a community and around people who just really love the music, you know, and like love supporting one another, even if they're not making music anymore. Like they're still in some way like around, you know. Or if they're not making music, they're like making collectives. If they're not making collectives, they're doing podcasts. You know, it's like it's always something. So
I agree.
That's inspiring as hell. Because I remember Nick Flame like way back when he was like making beats and rapping and stuff. Like I think he like stopped for a minute and then ended up just doing more like collective stuff and like having people network with one another and all that. Yeah. And that's like super good.
Yeah, he's
super
good. He's been good. He's been good. Like I said, he just released that project, and it was just dope to hear his voice again. He's older, because even back then he was like 14, 15. You know, like that's crazy to me too. Like being so like
for real
young man, but yeah, me and Ox talked about that on the other episode as far as like Spotify and the differences. You know, like how you just said, you got to like, it would be easier if Spotify was like SoundCloud, where the community aspect was in there, and
wait, hold on, it's breaking up again.
It's breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. It started to get really quiet.
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
When you were talking. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. No, I was
my
saying,
bad.
No, you good. I heard like boxes falling in the background. I didn't know if you was like.
Oh yeah, cause my mom came home with groceries, so I was like trying to help her while holding my laptop in my one hand.
Oh no, you good? Yeah,
but I'm good now.
I was like, is he good? I was like, I didn't know if he was falling. Or like, nah, he good. That's funny. But, yeah, man. Me and Ock was talking about that as far as like Spotify and SoundCloud, and like if Spotify had Spotify had the community aspect and like it was easy to just upload your songs, I think it would be the main one. I mean, you get money from Spotify, of course, when you get put in like the certain what is it, the playlist and stuff like that. I think you got one of yours put in the playlist, and you know, recently or a couple months back, mine's got put in the playlist. I was like, oh snap! I was like, I didn't even know, but I just SoundCloud, man, it's just such like that's home as far as with a heart, you know what I mean, as far as like growing there and like just being able to talk to everyone, being able to like comment on other people's stuff and like, yo, you killing it, you know what I mean, just support each other that way, repost and all that. I feel like that's really important, and you know, that goes into, I want to ask you too, man, like you use Ableton, and what hardware, the SP still, or like?
So what I use currently is just Ableton strictly. I had an SP404, I had an OG SP404, but I didn't have like the right chords and shit to use it. And like there was one night where I performed with it, and then like I tried to perform with it again, and like for some reason it wouldn't connect to anything.
Oh wow.
And I was like, what's going on? So then I was like, maybe it's either broken or like I just don't have the chords for it, so I don't know what chords to get. Damn. But it wasn't broken, so I ended up selling it to somebody so they could use it. Actually, I sold it to Seba Hara.
Oh.
From Nasty Food. I'm not sure if you remember.
Oh, I know Nasty Food. I know Nasty Food. I don't think I've seen that name, but you sold it to him.
He was like in there since like the very beginning, I want to say. But I sent it to him, and then that was when I started trying to learn more of the ins and outs of Ableton, because it's like I knew somewhat of what I was doing in Ableton, but not really. So I feel like that really forced me to get better at just like effects and like just different ways of like using effects and like performing with them on the fly and like all that. But I use Ableton and an Ovation launch key, mini launch key, and a like fat ass like Casio keyboard. Like, but that's only when like I just want to like make more like chordy music, I guess, or like compositions and stuff.
Yeah. I remember when you were trying to did you have a machine at one point, or you were trying to learn
Oh yeah, I did have a machine. I had an MK2, but I could not learn that software to save my life. So
Yeah.
I gave it to my friend because I was like, I feel like you could get something out of it. So like, I just let him have it, and he's
Yeah.
been doing real cool with it. So
Okay. I remember
I
that.
might pick it up though. I might pick it back up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you could if you were to. Because you can do a lot of stuff with the new one, like the MK3. I believe that's the one I want to get is the MK3. I still have the MK1 from like years ago. I'm still like on there like making stuff. But yeah, man, I feel like you even because I thought about getting the SP or like I remember I got Ableton Live years back, but again I didn't know how to use it, so I was like, damn, like I made some songs on it, but it was still like I didn't know exactly what I was doing. It was like a lot of like just harmonizing, like I don't know what it was, but it was just something, but it wasn't anything like what I usually make, you know. But Ableton is dope. I would like to get back into that just to like test it out, experiment on it. I know a lot of people like U4 from Baltimore uses it. Like a lot of people that's like advocates for Ableton Live. They're like you know, they seem to be.
That's one thing too. Like I can tell when someone uses Machine because there's like something about the sound of Machine is just so crisp. Like just the drums, like specifically, are just like so like just snappy and like real crisp, and like I always can tell. And like that's kind of why I want to go to Machine because I feel like Machine has more crisper sounds, but I could be wrong. That's maybe just because they're good at mixing.
I mean,
but,
yeah, it's
like,
I don't know. I think you can do this on your. I think you can do this on your. What is it that you have? It's like it's called the Ableton. It has like the pads.
Oh, Ableton Live 9.
Yeah.
Or Max for Live is one thing, but that's like for creating like synths and stuff. I have no idea.
Do you have the hard? It's like a hardware. It's like that. It's like all those buttons on like the hardware.
Oh, the Ableton Push.
Yeah. Did you have that or?
No, I had a Novation Launchpad. I've only used Novation since I've been making beats.
Okay.
Just strictly Novation.
Yeah. Machine is more so similar to an MPC, you know, with the pads. That's why I really wanted it. I really wanted an MPC in the beginning, but of course it's like like $1,000, and you know it's kind of expensive to get those. So I kind of settled. But then I learned Machine, and yeah, it's I don't know. How can I explain it? It's fun to play the drummers on there. I'll say that, like playing like the chops and the drums, like it works fast. You know, once you learn it, it's just you boot it up, and I make some of my best stuff just like in the least amount of time, like 15-20 minutes,
for real,
25 minutes. Like, I don't spend so much time on the beat unless it's like I've made it and now I'm kind of going back and adding certain stuff in there, or like letting it breathe and then come back. But yeah, man, I feel like.
Speaking of, I wanted to ask you that actually.
Yeah.
How do you go about your process of making beats? Because like for me, like you said, like it takes me about like 15 to 20 minutes on a good day if I can like just to sit down and make a beat. But it takes me like a really long time to like finish a beat or finish a song. And like because I just spend a lot of time like tinkering and just like letting it sit for a minute and then coming back to it and like resting my ears and coming back to it. But like how do you normally go about it when you do it?
Similar to you, I just released a song that I put out called the Chorus, and I actually did pretty well, and I made that like a day before I think a day or two before I put it out. But really, yeah, I just you make it in 15-20 minutes, usually what I do on, like I said, on a good day. And I don't know, it's a feeling I get like when I make something that's really dope, and I'm like, I lay the drums on it, I lay the chops on it, or whatever it may be, the chords or whatever, and I lay it on top, and it's just like it just comes together so perfect, and I'm just like I'm bumping my head to it on repeat, just like over and over again. And I'm like,
heck yeah,
this is the one. You know what I mean? I don't know, you get that feel out like where you hear it, and it's like, yeah, this is the one. Even if like you put it out. Yeah, even if you put it out and people are like not really whatever, but to you, I feel like that's another thing too. As long as you feel like this is the one, like I feel good about this, that's what makes music beautiful too. Is when like you make something, it's like you're vibing to it. Because even when I first started beginning producing, I was listening to like Ninth Wonder, J Dilla, Madlib, of course. Like, but Kanye West, I remember listening to Kanye West's like first 3 albums, College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and just being like inspired a lot by the sampling that he was doing. And I was like, damn, I want to make music like this. I want to make music that I would want to listen to, you know, instead of waiting so long. I always thought like, I was like, I want to make music that I would want to listen to, you know, just put it out that way. And that's how I really, you know, started doing that. But yeah, man, same way as you as far as like the process goes, like just making it. And like the only time I sit on beats for so long is if I'm not unsure about it, but if I like it, but it's like I think I can do something different. I can add some more stuff to it, you know, to really flesh it out. And that's why I sit on stuff. But if other than that though, I make a dope one beat, I make it, boom boom, I you know, do that, I kind of move on. I kind of take that momentum onto the next beat, the next one, then I go back to them and listen to them and do anything else.
I feel like my problem is like I don't, because a lot of like bigger producers always like say this, and they're like, oh, don't spend too much time on one idea, or like don't get too hooked up on one thing. But like it's so hard for me not to be that way. Like I always have to make sure that like every like note and every like hit just like fits and like makes sense with the song. Like it's weird, I get so OCD with my beats, like it's unnecessary. That's why I haven't been releasing a whole lot of shit, to be honest, because like nothing sounds good yet. So it's like, I feel you. It's a lot of like just tinkering and like going back to stuff.
I understand you though. I understand you, dude. Yeah, no, I understand exactly where you're coming from, because I'll go like, I'm kind of a OCD perfectionist when it comes to making sure like the kicks are good, making sure this, like if I hear something, I'm like, I'll export a song and like I'll upload it to SoundCloud and I'll listen to it and be like, I'll hear something off, I'll like take it down and like go back and tweak it, and then I'll upload it again and I'll hear something else and I'll be like, nah, fuck that, and I'll take it back down and like
Me too.
I've done that like multiple times before, because it's just like I hear it, like if someone else were to hear it, you know, they would probably be like, oh no, it sounds good, but you know exactly like
exactly
what you're hearing it, which is
speaking my bad, you also reminded me of something earlier when you said Ninth Wonder, about the other producers that have influenced me. Fucking Timbaland definitely has like influenced me a lot, like a hell of a lot. And because like I just remembered this like one time when I was a kid, and JT's Future Sex Love Sound came out, and like my dad bought that album, and like he would play it all the time, like when I was growing up, and I would like sit in the back seat, and on that one song My Love, when it's like like I would like make that noise in like the back seat just like by myself, and like my dad would always give me like weird ass looks, like what the fuck are you doing, like why are you making that noise? But like I don't know, like that shit was cooking when I was a kid. Like when I would hear that, I was like, ugh, like he in the pocket, like that's so funky. And for real, like I don't know, like when I was a kid, like I paid so much more attention to the beat and so much more attention to like just how the person would like go in tandem with the beat and like become a part of the beat, as opposed to like, oh, they're just a singer on someone's production. It's like that was something about JT's like older albums that I felt he was always really good with. And like that's why I like Michael Jackson and like all of them, is they would always like sing and like play as if they were a part of the beat or a part of like the instrumentation, and like it would just flow well. Like it just really like it would flow so well and like just make you go like ugh, and like I don't know, like James Brown the same way. Like it's just there's so much just like music from people like that where it's like the feeling and just like the cooking aspect of it, and like I try to like keep up with that in like my music and just what I listen to today and just like, you know, all that shit. But
yeah, man, that's dope that you said Timbaland. I don't really hear too much from producers where, you know, big up Timbaland, but that's dope that you said that. Do you listen to
he's crazy?
Yeah. Do you what about Pharrell? Do you like what do you feel about Pharrell and like the Neptunes, like their production?
Okay, to be real, I've never really listened to a Neptune's album like ever. Like I know a lot of Pharrell production just because of like shit with Snoop Dogg and like stuff with Jay-Z and whatnot, but I've never like sat and listened to the Neptunes before. But I need to.
Yeah, no, I mentioned them because I was gonna say I mentioned them because Timbaland. Not that they have similar styles, but they've like, because it really, when people think like the Neptunes, they think it's just like Pharrell doing all the production, but there's a guy named Chad. He's like really the I wouldn't say the brains, but he's like the like Pharrell has the ideas and Chad will like flesh them out, like, you know what I mean. Yeah, Chad and their production. Yes, that's true too. I don't really. I'll be honest. Like, I never like listened to like a full Neptunes album, but I know like I was looking at a video. It was like naming all the songs that like Pharrell, aka Neptunes, like all the songs they produced for people, and I was like, damn, they produced all these songs. Like they were like hits. Like they were like songs I forgot even. I didn't even realize they produced. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, like that's a lot of, you know, just joints that they've made over time, and you kind of forget like even like Kanye, people, but like Kanye, aside from his own personal albums, like he's made like joints for other people too that's been like just fire, you know, and Chris Timbaland and Ninth Wonder, Little Brother, and there's so many people, you know. Like I could say for myself, Ninth Wonder is someone as far as like chops go, he's been a big influence. The way he chops, man, is just like crazy. Like it's not even when I chop stuff up, I try to I don't know, like I try to go the way that it wouldn't, instead of like plan it out sometimes, because I play samples out, but I like doing like, I don't know, making it like the little like weird cuts where it's like a vocal will come in and I cut the sample off, and like I don't know, it's like little things I try to do with it that makes it just a little bit unique in that way. That fits with the crazy drums that I kind of, you know, I started getting a little wild with my drums, but I feel like that's the fun part, you know. It's like not knowing how it's gonna come out, but like let me just see, you know, let me just see how this is gonna come out. And I feel like that's another thing too that makes the music just like so much fun, and you know, like when I might make a lo-fi track, and then like the next track might be I might be flipping like some 80s sample or something like that, and like the next track might be like a boom back beat, the next track might be like, you know.
No, and like that's the other thing, now that you said that, that I like love about the community is like, I don't know if you consider yourself lo-fi, but I've been kind of having this like dilemma if I'm considered lo-fi, but I also kind of like that's like a dilemma to have, because I've noticed a lot of people in the community have been sampling like a lot like different types of shit, because I feel like a lot of us have like, we've seen the rare sample playlist on YouTube, like all of us, like we've cleared out every sample on YouTube, I feel like. So I've noticed like a lot of people are just like making just like weirder music now, or like sampling like weirder stuff, and like I like that like hip hop's like going in such a like different direction right now, like especially with people in the mainstream, like it's just going in such a different direction, and like I may not fuck with the emo phase of rap right now, but I can like appreciate and admire that it's like that hip hop like right now is like at a place where people are really like pushing it and like doing different stuff and like trying new shit, you know.
Man.
Even though people may not like it.
And that's you just do it, man. You just do it, like, and at a certain point you just gotta think to yourself like, fuck it, I'm gonna do me, you know, just do it that way.
Real.
And that's funny you bring it up, like sampling stuff. You sample something, I went online and I found like where do you sample it from, like the source or whatever, and I was like, hey, I was listening to it, I was like, okay, Jordan, I hear you. Like I listened to it, I was like, okay, I see what you did. Like I didn't know exactly how you put it, but I heard the piece that you sampled, and I was like, that was a dope way you use that to your advantage, you know.
Which one was it? Was it like a really, really small like loop of something?
It was like it was like I can't even like I'm trying to like do the sound. It's so weird because it's like it sounded like it was underwater, and it was like is
it XX?
It might be that. I think it was that. Yeah, I think it was that. XX.
Okay. I feel
that, and there's also another one. One more. I know you're about to get into something. I just want to say another joint you did called I tend to ruminate. I tend to What's that song
Oh,
called?
I tend to ruminate a lot.
I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones by you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That joint, man. I love that joint. I was like, yeah. And that, yeah, I just love that shit. That joint.
There's such a funny fucking story to that beat too. But what I was gonna say before that always happens, dude. Like, people really like the beats that like I either A, thought was like trash, but I still released it anyway. Cause like that XX beat, I was so shocked by like how many people actually liked that beat. Cause to be honest, that's like my least favorite beat that I've ever made.
God's Connect even I think they did something with, they reposted it, or like they made a video from it.
Yeah, like he made a video and I was like, what? Like, this isn't even like the best thing that I've made. Like, I thought it was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad that he made it though. Like, I'm thankful. Oh, yeah. But I was just like, damn. Like, I always would sit and think that song was like so like like, all right, like that's cool. But like, I wasn't like, you know, like super head over heels about it. But it's like, it's cool that everyone like fucked with it though, and like really thought it was like atmospheric and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. What's a song from you that you feel that like personally that's like one of your favorites, or like something that you know, like aside from that, you see like the opposite of what you just said with XX, something that you made that you felt that was like really it's a, you know, that you personally really like.
I have a few.
Okay.
DIY Chick is one of them.
Yep. Yeah.
I Tend to Ruminate is the other one, and I'll tell you the story of why after. But so it's DIY Chick, I Tend to Ruminate, Carpet Critters off of Fingers.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that one. I remember that name.
Daisy Kisses for sure. I think was like the moment that I was like, yeah, I need to keep making beats, like for sure. And because I made that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What's another beat? I think that's it. Though, and Benita is the other one.
Okay.
But yeah, like those are. I think DIY Chick might be the one at the very top for me though, because like I did not. I don't know what happened the day that I made that beat. I was really high the night that I made that beat. So like I was just sitting there. It was like 2 a.m, and I was like, I'm gonna just make a beat, because I had just got like my new MacBook and I got Ableton 10. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna make a beat. And I was sitting there and that was what came out, and like I was like, shit, well, all right. I guess this is the groove we're in right now. And like ever since then, I've just been making music that sounds like that. So like I might just make an R&B album. Fuck it.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man. That'd be dope, man. Like that honestly would be a dope idea. Like, would you be singing on it too? Like doing like certain like vocal stuff? Like,
yes, that would be dope, man.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man. That's funny too, because when I think about that, as far as like projects, us putting out projects, I've noticed with myself, like how you say you want to put like an R&B album, I actually want to do like something not like that, but like something different, you know, like with each project, I feel like as an artist, it's cool to like kind of differentiate between each album you put out, you know. So it's like you might do one thing on this one and like something different, but still in the same vein, you know, but just like something different that you kind of want to experiment with, and it still turns out good, you know. I always thought like I even still like I want to collab with you, you know, on something hopefully soon.
Yes. I was gonna ask you actually that I was gonna send you some chops, and if you had any, you should send me some so we can get something cooking. Yeah,
that would be sick, man, to collab with you. Even though we've known each other for so long, but I think it's good. Like I think a lot of people, they might think, you know, once you talk to someone, like you gotta collab automatically, but like I feel like, you know, it in due time you'll collab when the time is right, you know. There's people I've known for years I'm just starting to collab with, but it's dope content. It's just at the right time, you know, because I've never been like really the collab type of person until recently. So I just like being able to share ideas, and you're definitely someone that when I hear your stuff, it inspires me, you know. So I like working with that, and like learning from it. You know, I learn a lot from you and a lot of other people in the community, but it's just, you know, it's just dope hearing your stuff, man. Hearing you keep making music regardless of like just life, and because I know as an artist we can kind of be down on ourselves with like different life stuff and you
Yeah,
know,
man.
being able
No, and like and that's the thing, like you've really inspired me a lot over these years that I've known you and like been listening to your music, and like same with Ox and same with just like everyone that was in Nasty Food and Late Night, like just all of y'all have like really like kept me doing this, you know, because like I feel like I would have like stopped a long time ago if it weren't for a lot of the people that like, if I hadn't met them, like I feel like I would have stopped at some point. And I'm glad that I've met like everyone that I've met and like have been able to work with the people I've been able to and stuff. And like I'm just hoping that like it keeps going up, like on the up and up from here on out, you know.
Yeah,
like
man.
we'll all have our days, but it's
Yeah.
been like amazing for these past couple years.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like even those times where like you have those down days, that's like that goes into your journey of as a musician, as an artist, as a person, all of that. You know, you have those times, but then you really think like
wait. It's going like
wait. Can you hear me?
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna unplug my.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it sounds like you're talking through like the Ghostface like voice changer thing. It's like
Yo, hold up. All right, we back. we back. We had a slight inconvenience with the sound, ladies and gentlemen, but we're back. And what I was saying was during those times that we you know, you have those down times or those times where you kind of feel like you want to quit, you know, and you just get through it because that's like your journey into to getting where you want to be, you know.
Yeah.
And you look back at those moments, you're like, damn, I'm glad I didn't quit, you know. Kind of you'll be able to tell a story to someone else that's going through the same thing, you know what I mean?
I've been having a lot of moments like that recently too, where like I would go back and listen to Just Magic or like the Runaway tape, like my first 2 tapes, and I'd be like, damn, I've came a long way, since junior year. And it's like, and like everyone has to do that at some point, of just like really taking that time to just like look back and just like remind yourself like you're doing a lot better than you may think you are.
Yeah.
And like you always gotta just keep yourself like hardy and like strong and like know that you cooking, you know.
Yeah, man. It can be hard. It can be hard as far, especially, you know, it can be hard seeing people around you might be doing a certain way and you might, damn, like how do I get, but like you said, just keep, you know, you have to motivate yourself in a certain way. But then also too, it's good like when you finally do get like good feedback on your stuff, that's also feeds into like the community aspect with SoundCloud, you know, when people's like, oh, this is dope, man, or keep doing your thing, man, like, you know, like it gives you little motivational moments too, just to like, okay, I'm on the right track at least. But definitely, man, I'm just glad everyone that, you know, we've known is just keep have they're still going, you know, as far as just making music and all that. I also wanted to ask, like, what happened to the tape with you and Corp? That I think it was like you and Corp had a collab tape.
Oh, Musan and Quasars?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day.
Dude, what did happen to that tape?
Oh,
man?
But that was on your Walls channel? Cause I remember that got like deleted. So
it might have been on my Walls account and that got deleted. But damn, that's a throwback. God damn.
I literally was thinking about that. I literally was thinking about that the other day. I was like, what happened to that tape with Corp and Walls that they had, like the Quasars?
Shit, man, you making me want to go back to my old laptop, like look through the archives.
I'm gonna ask Corp if he still got it, because I would like to put that as like the background music too behind this if I can. You know, I want to get like all your stuff, and I thought that would be like a little dope. You know?
I miss Corp. I hope he's doing good. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I hope he's doing real good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, man. He's real funny, man. On the podcast, it was dope, like hearing his voice. I never talked to him, like, you know what I mean, like actually calling him. So it was just funny hearing his voice. He's real shout out to Court. I know you probably listening. He'll probably listen to this. So shout out to Court, man. You
cool shout out to Court, dude. The OG.
Oh yeah, Court's been around for a while. Yeah, he's definitely like, I see an OG as far as just like being in the game for so long. And
for real, man. Everybody,
man. Like, it's so many. I can't even, like, when I try to think of people to shout out, there's so many people that like I just.
Wait, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where do you see rap, or okay, where do you see hip hop going? Because now we're in the emo phase, so I guess we've just gotten out of the punk phase.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen after the emo phase goes? Like, do you think trap is going to still be popular? Do you think like maybe the sounds that we're doing and like quickly are doing and stuff like that will be like what people are trying to hear? Because I hear more people fucking with that kind of sound, especially with like Moonchild and just like bands like that. Like, people definitely fuck with that.
I feel like, man, I'm telling you, when I see like you and everyone, the young guys in the community, like us, like everyone, like I feel like we're the, like after that phase or whatever, the emo rap and all that, like whatever it plays out, how it plays out, I feel like we'll be the next, thing as far as, because even like lo-fi, like that's a huge, like everyone's listening to lo-fi now. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, it's got big playlists and like, but I feel like our styles we're kind of like the forerunners coming up on what will be people will have their ears more open to us a lot more than they might be doing now, even though we're getting some recognition. But I feel like we'll have our time eventually when it'll be something that people start having their eyes and their ears more open to us. They'll see us. They'll see what we're doing, Seriously.
For real, because like just with like Rhapsody and like Kendrick and like just people like that, when I see that getting more popular, that really puts a lot of faith in my heart that like it's gonna be that sound's coming back. Cause like man, if stuff like Erykah Badu and like shit like that got played on the radio more often, like I feel like people would be a hell of a lot happier than they are right now.
I love Erykah Badu. She's definitely a huge influence too. Like Erykah Badu, man, and just hell yeah. Like I feel like a lot of that. I mean, but there was a time in that where that was being played a lot more, compared to. I mean, we're in the age of, the trap and the more of like the party, like high energy. Not anything wrong with that, but before you did see when you compare the times, there was a point where it was more diverse. You had the Erykah Badu's, you had like just Little Brother and Ninth Wonder had their shine at a certain point, and they were you had different just. It was an equal balance, more, I guess you could say, like a more equal balance as far as like the styles. I really like that to be up front more as far as like being put out there and stuff like that, instead of like just one continuous genre just being pushed all the way to the front and like everything else is in the back. I wouldn't really.
And that's like, not the trap is bad, because like I don't think trap is like bad or anything, but it's just I've kind of hit this point with trap where like there's not much that they've done that surprised me or that's like made me sit back and go like, damn, that's like JPEG Mafia I think is the only one that like has really made me go like, damn, you can do that with trap. But like a lot of people just,
do you know Aerospace? Aerospace?
Yes,
Shouts to Aerospace. He's sick. I was listening to some of his music. But he does like, it's not even like trap, it's like more of a it's like a, what do you call it?
I guess like electronic-y.
It's like hard, like not rock, but like metalcore, like rap. Where I can't even explain it. It's just dope though. And I was listening to it, I was like, damn, this is really like different.
That one song that's like, bitch, give me a number. I don't got the time. I'm like, oh, that's just so nasty. I love that song.
Yeah, he's dope. That one is dope.
He's crazy.
But yeah, man, I love like hearing that, and just that type of style. Because even like, okay, I want to ask you this: did you listen to Travis Scott's album?
Yeah, I heard. I didn't listen to it in full, but I listened to that 5% song, and I thought that was really cool. And the "Stop Trying to Be God" song.
Okay.
I was like, all right. I was like, I like this.
You didn't listen like the whole thing, and it's like entirety.
But yeah, like that. and like not to sound like an old head,
No,
but
it's
it's like, but like when I listen to trap, it just doesn't get my neck moving, you know, like it doesn't get me like moving, and I don't know, it just doesn't get a reaction out of me anymore, and I think it's just because like it's been around for so long, and like I feel like it's at a point now where either A, it's gonna hit a wall and a new genre is gonna come about, or something has to get resurrected, or like something new has to come out, you know, like I feel like that's where we're at currently, but who knows when that will happen.
Trap is, I feel the same way, and it's not like you said, it's not feeling like old heads or anything. It's just, I don't know, like you just said, it's kind of, at a certain point it gets to like like I hear it so much, you know, it's just so much being pumped out. It kind of becomes like I hear like I've seen like artists that look like, one dude like Lil Pump, I forgot what his name was. It was on like Twitter. Someone was like, "Who is this?" Like, literally, who is this guy? Like, are they like cloning these dudes? But not like disrespect. It was like, you know,
nah, like for real. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I go on Twitter and I see like every other week that there's a new Lil rapper, I'm like, dude, how many of you just spawn and just like come out the wood? Like, I'm not like knocking their craft or nothing, but it's just like, damn, man, there's so many Lils and there's just so many trap rappers coming out, dude. Like, it's crazy.
And that's mostly because it's popular and it's going to get, you know, it's like, damn, I'm able to get money from it if I like get big over this one song, it's, you know. And that goes into why people are even getting into music in the first place, you know, like why are you into, you know, making what you make? Is it because you're trying, you know, you genuinely enjoy it and you have stuff you want to express, or is it just because of the money and because of the quote unquote clout? And
that's the other reason why I don't fuck with trap, to be real, is because it's like I feel a lot of people come into it because it's easy to make a living off of today. You know, all you got is to have a good beat, a somewhat good image, like a somewhat good video maybe attached to it, and like you're already at no jumper. You know, like it's crazy. Like, and like it makes me at least like sit back and think like, damn, what if I just sold out and just like made a bunch of like just trap music? Because like I have a bunch of trap songs like I could drop, but it's like I don't want to do that because it's like it's not me, and it's like it's not the move.
That's interesting. You got like, you have some trap songs in like the stash somewhere?
I do, but it's like I don't have fun making trap. Like, it's boring. Like I want to make something that makes me swing and makes me want to dance and like two-step. You know, like I'm not trying to listen to that like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Like, nah.
Can that's like you said, just something that like I like to feel something. Like I recently I listened to Mick Jenkins from Chicago. He's heavily slept on. That dude is like, he's crazy with his pen. Like, I don't know what he's on, but he's just super crazy. And I listened to the song called "What Am I to Do," produced by K. Sonata. And I was like, I was literally listening to it on the bus. I was like, oh, I didn't know he released a new song. I was listening to it on the bus, and like my head was just like, I had like the stink face on the bus. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I was like, bobbing my head like, y'all don't hear this? But I had like earphones in, so I was gonna be like, y'all don't hear this? And they like, nah. But it was just like sick, man. Like I love that feeling like with music, whether it be like instrumental or like a song. Like, it's just like, damn, like, you know what I mean? It just make your whole body move.
For real, like, 'cause the other night, it was real late at night when I played that Mick Jenkins song, and like I was like in the middle of falling asleep, and he said something. I don't know what he said, but there was a verse he had that legitimately woke me up and was like, dude, I gotta listen to this track from like front to back. Like, this is crazy. And it's like, we need more music like that like gets you, like, that wakes you up, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what was that? Like, we need that.
That's the beauty of it too. Like, being able to have, like, as a producer, I love working with artists that, shouts to S. Miller, Play, everybody in FK, like people that I work with that like actually spit and they write, they're writers, you know, they say stuff. When you have like a writer that's a MC writer that just like spits like some fire over your production that's also fire, it just like it's a beautiful like mesh of like just
Yes.
awesomeness,
Yes.
and then like you hear it and it's just like, damn, like I did that, like we did that, you know what I mean? It's just,
For
I don't know,
real.
it's just, you know what I mean?
It,
So,
and like it's just so fun, man. When like I like just sitting in a room with somebody and like the chemistry's there and the energy's flowing, and like that's such a like feeling that I can't describe. Like when you really find somebody that just like it's like your minds are like the same, and like everything just like meshes well and just comes together, like and that kind of music, I feel like that's why people like Erica and like Ninth Wonder and like all of them back in the day had such like timeless music, because like they were really like, and I keep saying cooking, but it's the only word I can think of that like that fits, is it's like they're cooking and like they're just getting down with each other, and like that's what we need in music, is like more of that and like less of just, oh, that's a hot beat, let me just say yeah, and like I know it's the feeling, I get it, there's a place for all kinds of music, but it's like, I don't know, for me I feel like I just need something more than that, you know. I need something more than that.
That's true, man. That's true. And like you said, you have a far diverse, like, just as far as like what you listen to growing up and stuff like that, so you know, like you're not just like on a straight path of I like just this genre of music and that's it. You know, like different genres, and you can enjoy, you know what I mean, different ones like that, and it shows. And like you said, you just want that feeling, man. It's a feeling you get, and that's why, as being a producer, that's why I always try to keep, is like, if I make something and it's like, I know I can do better, you know. I can be hard on myself a lot of the times too, but I try not to like be so calculated and like it needs to be like this. I just want to have that feeling. If it has that feeling, even if it's like a totally different style, but if it has that feeling that it's like you can bob your head to it, or you can just like think, or like
like, you know, if something's good, if it makes your neck move, or like if it just makes you like just move in any kind of way, you know, you getting something that like something, you know,
you can reminisce, like any of that, just it emotes like feelings. It brings the feelings out of you. Like that's what I feel like music is like most powerful. I feel like as producers we're so like in control of that, you know, as far as just whatever we create, like we can make stuff that doesn't have any lyrics in it. It's just like the music, and it's just you know, it works itself out, and yeah, man. So damn, man, we got a lot covered in this episode, dude.
For real,
this is really like dope. I'm off the
hell yeah.
I'm glad we did.
Also thank you so much for like letting me come on too, and like just all of this, like thank you. And I'm also sorry it took like forever for it to get rolling because of life. Man, like just us having shit to do and all that, but I'm glad that we are finally chopping it up though.
Yeah, man, you were definitely at the, you know, top of the list of people I wanted to get on and speak to. You know, I know you had, I wanted people to hear your voice, you know, with your actual like thoughts, and you're a real person, you know what I mean? Like you're not just someone that, you know, that people listen to your music, but I want also people, why I do this is for the audience, or, you know, your fans, whoever listens to you, to just like know who you are, your ideas, and how you feel, like your process and everything. So I think this is really fun, man. And
thank you. This was really fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely have you on like another episode. Of course, like everyone that comes on here, like it's not just like a one and go thing. Like, you know, once we get things set up, like, you know, we'll speak on like other topics too, and just, you know what I mean, I'll have other people on here, so like maybe like me, you, and like another person. So we'll do that, man, in the future, just to push it more. But yeah, man, this is really dope. This is episode 11 of the Lazy Talk podcast with Jordy.
Yo.
You have any like projects coming out you want to promote or anything?
Yes. So the song Foot that I dropped recently was a single off of my EP called Corvette SR2 that should be coming out, I want to say like late October, if all goes well. I just gotta get my ass off my ass and start making some music, but it should be October for Corvette.
Dope. Well, you heard from him, man. Be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely gonna be I'm hyped to hear what that'll sound like, you know, and just like peep that, man. Inspires me to make music when I hear your stuff, so I'm excited for that, man. And I'm hope y'all enjoyed this listen again with Jordy.
Yo.
We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.